Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to, well, what is effectively the first episode of the new Iron Man series. So, during a recent stream over on Twitch, I decided that I wanted to finally step into the world of Iron Man, get started on all of the goofy and interesting things that, that gameplay has to offer. And so, as you can see, we're a genuine, fresh Iron Man. I mean, I just made Farm Suit, enchanted it with some random stuff. Now, I'm sure that you do have some questions as you're seeing things, and you're like, how does he have a Raider axe and a personal compactor on a fresh Iron Man? And to that, I will tell you that I did a little bit of boosting via bingo, and this is obviously allowed boosting because there is an existing profile transfer system on bingo that you can do from a bingo profile to a main one. And so I used the extremely juiced bingo profile to transfer over effectively 10 useful items, including some pickaxes, a starter rod, some experience bottles, flow state, small things like that that got me a bit of a head start in the Iron Man game, but overall weren't too game changing. And I'll likely do this again next bingo in order to benefit myself some more, but it also depends on where the Iron Man's progress is at that point. To talk a little bit about goals, we're definitely going to rush mining. I just enjoy mining too much, and I think that it will be really fun to grind out just like a truly endgame mining setup totally from scratch pretty early on. Of course, I'm not going to neglect other things. You will see me working in the garden. You will see me working on combat, working on slayers, working towards all sorts of things. I'll probably put off dungeons other than getting a Dreadlord sword, at least for a short while, but we'll eventually also work on that. But yeah, for the most part, I really want to focus on mining and maybe a little bit of fishing so that I can participate in things like Spooky Festival, Jerry Fishing, etc. The goal for this Iron Man is to make it as end game as humanly possible. And so for that reason, I do definitely intend to focus on maxing absolutely everything that I can, including Skyblock level. And that will be my biggest motivator for playing the Iron Man as well, will be getting the Skyblock level up. And that will kind of guide what we do for progression. Expect to see Rift get done pretty early on. I enjoy the Rift a lot, and so that's something that I will probably knock out pretty quickly here. On top of that, I am going to dive right into as many Hotham commissions as possible. I need to get custom garden stuff set up, custom farms in there, but I'm not going to rush that and just let the composter do its thing for a while. So yeah, mining seems to be the most logical first step, but of course having that halfway decent fishing rod, we'll be doing a little bit of work in the bayou as well, trying to get that champion's rod start from the coins and stuff like that. But yeah, the main reason why I made this Iron Man was just because, because, chat has consistently asked, when are you going to make an Iron Man? Because I do tease every once in a while, I'm thinking about making an Iron Man. And half because I finally just decided I think it's time that, the main account has someone to contend with, something to contend with, I should say, something that I would find interesting overall, aside from just the main gameplay where it feels like all that I do is make money all the time. And so the hope is to find some a different kind of fun from what I gain here on the Iron Man. And so yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoy watching this series. I'm going to put a mixture of different kinds of clips in here. So you'll see progress clips, you'll see some Twitch highlights, or probably YouTube stream highlights as well when I get back into doing that. And then you'll also see, of course, pre-recorded or post-recorded clips talking about the progress that I have made so far. There really isn't anything to speak of at the moment. I've done some experimentation table work. I've done some mining work. We can go ahead and take a look at the skills real quick. I combat 1 still. The farming 11 is really just from running around in the hub. Fishing, of course, I haven't touched. Mining, we're slowly working towards. Mining 25 is going to be the goal, so I can apply Blessed eventually to farming tools, at least in the short term. Or sorry, not Blessed. Because I think that's 30. Whatever it is to get refined on a pickaxe is something that I want. Foraging, we're not even worrying about right now, but I will soon start working towards growth, and then Mastiff armor. Enchanting obviously being as passive as it is, and then taming being passive as well, though the goal is going to be trying to get to a mithril golem as soon as possible, because that's going to go a long way for early game mining. Other than that, I definitely intend to do, the basic normal route for grinding out mining, right? I'm going to work towards mithril drill, going to grind towards Hotham 7, do nucleus runs eventually, work on a titanium drill line. Once I have that done, we'll start working towards advanced alloy slowly as we work our way towards Hotham 10, etc., etc. You guys know how it all works. You guys know the drill. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But seriously, I'm really looking forward to the mining gameplay, especially because, well, on the main profile, I pretty much bought everything mining related with farming profits. And so I'm really looking forward to creating everything from scratch and really, really getting let's just say, frustratingly acquainted with the forge system, starting to understand just how much forging I'm going to have to do. I kind of understand, at least to some extent now, why Iron Men love the forge so much and also hate the forge so much, because it both holds some of the best items and some of the most obnoxious time gating in the entire game. So yeah, and coal, especially not being anywhere on the near horizon, is a little bit tough. I picked a slightly terrible time to start the Iron Man, but I think I'm going to deviate a little bit from my normal gameplay, which is usually following the mayoral cycle, and just kind of do whatever I feel like doing. If there's any like really limited time content, like for example, you never know when a carnival is going to come around, so I'm going to go ahead and do this carnival and try to get at least some of the various perks for refined minerals and glossy gemstones from Foxy's shop, whatever it is in the museum. We'll definitely do that, working on those passive perks. Not going to worry about masks right now. I'm not really that concerned with any of the things that they can offer, and I also don't really need anything besides the mask bag. So I'll probably get the mask bag itself, and then I would call that good. There's not really a whole lot else that I feel like I need to immediately work towards. Of course, there are several long-term goals. But I'm going to try to play this as chill as possible is the way that I would say it. So not going to be very efficiency focused at all. Not going to be doing things in the most, the fastest methods, or even, possibly the most, profitable or anything like that. I'm just going to do what seems fun. And I'm going to let my heart guide me on whatever the fuck feels like the thing that we're going to do on Skyblock today. And I think eventually that's going to culminate into a decent Iron Man. It's going to look pretty funny at first because this is going to be a bit of a shotgun blast profile, right? A little bit of everything across the board. But overall, I would like to dip my toe into everything. And so as part of that, I will probably just be bouncing around doing whatever seems to be the most interesting thing at the time. In terms of working on collections, I think I want to rush Redstone pretty quickly and start working on all those easy early talismans. I think I'm going to try to avoid the common early pitfall on Iron Man, which is just kind of ignoring MP until you get into combat. I'm just going to try to work on all of those, easy passive talismans that you can work on. Potion Affinity Talisman, Haste Talisman, or Artifact, or whatever, all the Pest Hunter ones that you need as artifacts, etc. Working on those things, I think, will be really beneficial, and a lot of them are things that I grinded out from scratch anyway on my main account. And so I'm not too worried about the time investment there. I'm actually a little bit excited to see a bit more of a worthwhile output from my Iron Man gains. So yeah, this has been, pretty much the first Iron Man video, but this is essentially just a ramble. You can expect the next video to be much more structured, to contain more strategic clips of interesting things, as opposed to just one long ramble about the creation and future of the Iron Man account. Now, there definitely will be fun Twitch highlights and just like goofy things that I'll throw in the videos as well. And then also, alongside this Iron Man series, I'm hopefully going to be creating some Twitch VOD highlight videos too, to kind of, give people essentially a summary of the fun stuff that happened on stream, so that if you're not a stream person, or you couldn't make it, or you just weren't interested or didn't have time to watch that time, you can get a highlight of all the fun stuff that you might have missed out on. And then on top of that, I'm going to be continuing to work on the profile review shorts, but just kind of sparsely. They're a little bit frustrating to put together sometimes, especially with how much editing has to go into making the subtitles, and how important the subtitles actually are to viewership is pretty interesting. I do like to watch things with subtitles, but I also find that usually I don't like them like huge in my face and right in the middle of the screen, but that's kind of like the quote-unquote meta for YouTube shorts. But anyway, I digress. This is going to be a good time. I'm going to document pretty much everything, but obviously only give you guys like the good stuff. But would love to hear down in the comments, when you guys watch an Iron Man series, what do you guys like to hear about? What do you guys like to see? Do you just like to see the big accomplishments? Do you like, YouTubers to yap about their goals? Do you just like to see the fun and the goofy stuff? Are you more progression Skyblock level oriented? Would love to hear where people stand on that. So yeah, look forward to, more content coming in on the Iron Man. This will be a majority of the gameplay that I do in the future. I'm still going to play on the main. But I definitely am going to be focusing on the Ironman for the purpose of both enjoyment and content. So yeah, look forward to that. Thanks everybody for watching, and catch y'all next time. Peace out.